Association of South Dakota Weed and Pest, and Fisher Rounds and Associates.
There's a fly ball out to the left field. Going back on it deep is Rue. He's going to turn and watch it sail over for a home run. And Andy Gordon, his first home run of the season, first home run of his career.
And by Sioux Nation, Black Hills Federal Credit Union, Overhead Door Company, ServiceMASTER, and All Around Graphics.
The 2-1 pitch. Stout out towards right field. Did he get enough of it? Is it going to go? And walk off. Grand slam for Garrett Stout.
Here, Governor Baseball is also brought to you by Nystrom Electric, Wagner Auto, AGTEGRA, AirTech, Pierre Sports Center, CommTech, and Rising Hope Counseling.
3-2 pitch. There's a line drive. Iverson going over for it. Dives, makes the catch. Iverson saves at least 2 runs. And we remain scoreless through 3.5.
And by Avera, Dakota Sprinkler, Birding Electric, Kathy Sun and Shine Properties, Gales Gas, First Dakota National Bank, and Lamb Motor.
We'll take off for a second. Dean out towards right field. That one is going to get out for Bennett Dean. 5 runs driven in.
Here, Governor Baseball is also brought to you by Oahe Federal Credit Union, Olson Plumbing, Todd's Electric, Krueger Contracting, Midwest Cooperative, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, and Shane's Pharmacy. And now let's go to the booth for the call of today's game with KCCR Sports Director John Winkler.
And from chilly Harrisburg, we welcome you on this Saturday afternoon as the Pierre Governors take on the Harrisburg Tigers. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean. Before we get things rolling here on the pregame show, we will step aside for 3 minutes, come back with the starting laps and first pitch. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side, with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
BankWest Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put BankWest Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
HOMECARE Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. HOMECARE Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about HOMECARE Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. HOMECARE Services, 224-2273.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Krueger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Krueger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further
This is
than
the
the comfort
life.
of your
Sitting
own home.
here.
Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
This is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscaped backyard. You know, I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
And we welcome you back here to Harrisburg as we are set for baseball here on this chilly Saturday afternoon. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean as we go through the starting lineups. First, we'll go with the Pierre Governors, who are looking for their 6th and potentially 7th win of the season if they can get a doubleheader sweep against undefeated Harrisburg at 12-0. McGuire Rasky lead things off in center field. Andy Gordon will bat second and play third base. Jane Wiebe, the second baseman, batting third. Aaron Booth, the cleanup hitter in the DH spot. Spencer Lettler will bat fifth and play left field. Jake Mayer is the shortstop, batting sixth. Isaac Pollock, the pitcher, batting seventh. Bennett Dean, the first baseman, batting eighth. And Brecken Krueger gets to start in right field as he bats ninth as they go against Chase Lucas for the Harrisburg Tigers. Greg, on a Thursday, Harrisburg got a doubleheader sweep over the Mitchell Colonels, and they got those 2 wins with Will Simmons and Sam Rayburn on the mound. So those 2 guys are the only 2 guys that are unavailable for Harrisburg. Of course, Pierre, with everybody that is here, because guys are taking the ACT and also there's track going on, everybody that is here is available to pitch today.
Absolutely, and so for Pierre, because of the way the schedule works out, they're able to avoid Harrisburg's number 1 and number 2 pitchers combined between Simmons and Rayburn. So far this year, they've thrown over 24 innings, have yet to allow an earned run. Chase Lucas on the year, 2 starts, 9 innings pitched. He is 1-0 with a .78 ERA, 13 strikeouts, only 4 walks in those 9 innings.
First pitch is taken outside for ball 1 at 1:59 here on this Saturday afternoon. The 1-0 pitch to Rasky is missing low, and it's quickly 2-0 here to the leadoff hitter, who had probably the best, who did have the best weekend in terms of the most hits. He had 3 of the 8 hits for the Pierre Governors last Saturday. The 2-0, that one misses low, and it's quickly 3-0 here to McGuire Rasky.
Yeah, we haven't seen Rasky lead in the leadoff position. I don't know that I ever remember Rasky being in the leadoff position in his career, so this is new territory for him.
Well, he draws a first pitch, or excuse me, a first inning walk without seeing a strike, and it'll bring up Andy Gordon, who is batting in the second spot. The big thing, too, is no Lincoln Keenels today, no Matt Hansen for the second straight Saturday, so those are your probably your top guys in the order, 1 and 2. So you put 2 of your best hitters that are here today as the first pitch is over to Andy Gordon for strike 1 in those top 2 spots, and McGuire Rasky and Andy Gordon. And the 1-0 pitch to Gordon to check over at first base and back in safely as Rasky.
Govs again wearing the all grays today with the green sleeves, green accents, white and green numbers for Harrisburg. Yellow tops, white pants, maroon caps with yellow bills.
The 0-1 is on the outside edge, and it's quickly 0-2 here to Gordon. So after 4 straight misses from Chase Lucas, it's going to be 2 straight strikes here to Andy Gordon to be 0-2 ahead in the counts. Jaden Wiebe is on deck. He'll be followed by Aaron Booth as the DH in the cleanup spot. Multiple guys out today for different reasons as the 0-2 misses upstairs, and it's now 1-2. Yeah, the ACT also have track going on right now as well in Mitchell. So multiple guys are gone throughout this lineup, and that's exactly why Steve Gray has a big roster, is for days like this when you're missing 7 guys, but you still got 5 guys on the bench. 2-2 pitch to Gordon. He'll foul that one back to the screen, and it will do it again at 2-2.
Yeah, the 49 degrees at first pitch, according to the weather app. Wind out of the northwest at 12 miles an hour. Feels like it's blowing harder than that, though.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. That is outside edge, and it's taken for strike 3, and Gordon will go down on strikes for the first outs here in the ball game. That'll bring up Jaden Wiebe, batting in the number 3 spot, second baseman here in game number 1. And a quick check over again of McGuire-Raskey. This time he's standing up back at first base. And this is going to be a chilly day for everybody, a chilly day for us too. First pitch is going to get to the backstop, gets away from the catcher in Lowe's, and it'll be a wild pitch that will get to Raskey up to second base with one down here in the top of the first.
Yeah, and a day when, again, kind of a typical April day, cold, raw, overcast. I mean, just kind of the exact kind of day where you gotta pitch well, and you're probably gonna have to play pretty good small ball in order to push some runs across the plate.
For the 1-0 pitch was fouled back to the netting. Here's the 1-1 from Lucas. That one misses outside, and it's 2-1. And that's another big thing. This field 310 down left and right field line, but the wind might make it a little bit more difficult to hit the ball out of the yard here this afternoon. 2-1, swing and a miss, and it's now 2-2. And for Harrisburg, that's, we'll talk about their offense here when they come to the bat in the first inning. That's a big part of their game. Already 7 home runs through 12 games with the Wood Bats. 2-2 pitch. That one's a ground to the right side. Might have been a broken bat as well. The throw to first is in time, but Raskey will make his way to third. A good at-bat there from Jaden Wiebe, and there's 2 down with a runner on third base for Aaron Booth.
Yeah, productive out for Wiebe to get the ball to the right side and advance Raskey from second to third. He's 90 feet away, now able to score on a base hit or a pass ball.
First pitch outside for ball 1. You're listening to KCCR Pierre, Riverfront Broadcasting Station, as game 1 of a doubleheader here in mid-April, as the 1-0 is bounced in the turf, but it is blocked up and didn't get away from Lowe's, the catcher. This is, even though this is the third weekend of baseball, this is our worst weekend of weather-wise for baseball. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one's fouled out of play, and it's now 2-1.
Yeah, and again, I will touch on it a little later when Harrisburg comes to the plate, but with the temperature and with the wind, it's going to be tough to take any kind of ball deep today. This is a pretty good sized ballpark. It's only 310 down the lines, but the outfield fence is about 8 feet all the way around. So it takes a pretty good blow to get it out over the fence down here at Harrisburg Park.
Here's a 2-2 pitch to Booth. That's a ground ball through the middle, and that's fielded by the shortstop. Long throw to first is in time by Kogel, and that will retire the side. Leadoff man is aboard on McGuire-Raskey's walk, but he is stranded at third base. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on base. We've played a half inning, and the Governors fail to score, and the Harrisburg Tigers will make their way to the bats. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
The Association of South Dakota County Weed and Pest Boards reminds all landowners and managers to look for and control noxious weeds this spring and summer. The receding water levels have provided new areas for noxious weeds to establish. Infestations that are found and treated early reduce the cost of control. For help identifying and controlling noxious weeds, call your county weed and pest supervisor or the South Dakota Department of Agriculture. Remember, good neighbors control noxious weeds.
As we welcome you back, bottom of the first inning, Harrisburg will come to the plate. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean as we go through the Harrisburg lineup for you. As leading off will be Lincoln Carlson, the second baseman, followed by Tyson Kogel, the shortstop. Timon Long, the designated hitter, will bat third. And then Ben Lowe's the catcher, batting fourth. Jack Tigan, the left fielder, batting fifth. Sam Rayburn, the right fielder, batting sixth. It'll be Tate Kogel, the third baseman, batting seventh. Will Simmons will bat eighth at first base. And Taylor Klein, the center fielder, batting ninth. As Chase Lucas is the guy that is not in the batting order as he is on the mound for Harrisburg. First pitch. That one is over for a strike one. Here to the leadoff hitter in Lincoln Carlson. Again, Harrisburg got a doubleheader sweep of Mitchell on Thursday. The 0-1 pitch from Isaac Pollock is outside, and it's now 1-1. And they are a team that hits the ball around the yard all the time. I mean, they have 7 home runs through 12 games. As the 1-1 is upstairs, and it's now 2-1. Just a team that, we saw it last summer, that they're a team that lives and dies by the long ball almost. They will hit the ball and get extra base hits left and right when they get base hits. But the problem is that it's what you look like as a major league team, where you strike out quite a bit, but you hit balls hard all the time.
Yeah, and they really grind at bats too. The other thing I noticed is that 109 walks through 12 games. I mean, they're averaging 9 walks a game, and it's a 1-to-1 walk to strikeout ratio. It's 109 walks through 12 games, but 105 strikeouts, and so they really grind at bats. It's like you said, it's kind of an all or nothing kind of approach, but this is a program that's been very successful over the recent years. And again, just to prove the point, leadoff batter with a walk to start off the game for Harrisburg.
So leadoff man is aboard. Tyson Kogel, the shortstop, will come to the plate. The left-hander will bat here with 1 on and nobody out. And, their on-base percentage is nearly 500. And with their team batting average at 280, on-base percentage, I believe, is 470 without looking at it here real quick. The first pitch is upstairs, and, it's really important to throw strikes because, again, with their 1-to-1 strikeout and walk ratio, that if you throw strikes, you're going to get more guys out. Obviously, that's kind of how you win baseball games. But if you keep throwing strikes and don't let them grind those at bats, they will strike themselves out more times than you allowing them to have the free pass.
Yeah, and today's a day it's going to be imperative that pitchers on both sides for success really just pound the zone. You just really have to be able to find that ability to live in the zone all day.
All runners off with a pitch. The throw to second is not going to be in time. Sliding in safely at second is Carlson, and it's quickly 3-0 to Tyson Kogel. 2-1. So a 2-1 count here to Kogel with the DH Timon Long on deck. Now runner in scoring position here with nobody out in the bottom of the first inning. Pollock will come set from the stretch. Here is the 2-1 pitch. Outside, and it's now 3-1 here to Kogel.
For Pollock, this is his 3rd appearance of the year. He's got 1 start. He's got 2 wins on the year. 4 strikeouts, just 1 walk coming into this game. 1.40 ERA and a whip of 1.00.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss by Kogel, and the count is now full to the number 2 hitter. We'll go through the defensive positioning of the Governors here after this at-bat. And again, on deck is number 3 hitter Timon Long. Pollock from the stretch. Here's the payoff pitch. Comes inside, ends up hitting Kogel, and he will take his base. And first 2 guys have
Kogel's
reached
hit by pitch.
on a free pass.
Now batting for the Tigers.
And they'll bring
DH
up
number 11, Timon
Long, the DH. And Coach Dirk Campbell will make his way out to talk with Isaac Pollock.
Yeah, and this is a day where because of the temperature, I mean, it's a challenge for the pitchers. I mean, you want to get into a rhythm, but also you gotta be able to get warm, and it's just a day where your hand is cold. You have a little bit of a challenge in terms of just finding the grip, being able to especially throw your off-speed stuff. And if you haven't totally warmed up, if you haven't got that arm totally synced up yet, you can just be a little stiff and so I think these early innings are going to be a challenge for pitchers on both sides. We saw both of them struggle just a little bit so far this game.
First pitch to Timon Long. He'll swing and miss in that one. And it's first pitch strike. And Timon Long is coming in with the most home runs of the team with 3 home runs so far. 3 of the 7 home runs have come from Long, and I would, without going through and looking at everybody's stats for the entire state, I would say he probably has, he's top of the state with those 3 home runs. So, one is outside, and it's now 1-1.
Yeah, with that first swing is any indication, he doesn't get cheated. With 3 home runs, he's a big, strong kid, and that first swing that he took, you can see he's got an ability to put the ball over the fence.
1-1 is on the outside corner, and it's now 1-2 here to Long. A ground ball or a strikeout would be big here for Isaac Pollock. With runners at first and second and nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning in a scoreless tie. Pollock will come set from the stretch. Here is the 1-2 pitch. That one's outside, and it's now 2-2. And again, Greg, you talked about how many walks that they have. That also drives pitch counts up a lot. And of course, the Govs have a lot of pitchers on their roster, but you never want to go get a guy really early in the beginning game of a doubleheader, because then it kind of throws maybe the rest of your thought process off. 2-2 is outside. It's grabbed there by Huska. A good secondary lead by Carlson, but he didn't quite test it. And, of course, that cardinal rule of don't make the first or third out at third base. And he decided to stay put at second, but now the count is full of 3-2.
That's a rule that just applies to the Cardinals, or is it every baseball team?
Well, I mean, if you're playing against the Cardinals, you can make that. You can forget about that rule. You can make those first and third outs there. 3-2 pitches, swing and a miss, and Isaac Pollock will get a strikeout of Long. And there's the first man retired here in the bottom of the first inning.
24,
and
Ben Lose.
With Ben Lose up to the plates, now all of a sudden you're a ground ball away from getting out of this inning after walking and hitting the first 2 guys. And again, with the way the wind is, you might see a soft fly ball somewhere as well. Here's the first pitch. That one will miss low for ball 1.
Govs with an experienced lineup on the field today. 7 of the 10 starters, including Aaron Booth, the DH, your seniors. You've got junior Spencer Lettler out in left, and then a pair of sophomores, Jaden Wiebe at second and Deegan Huska behind the plate.
1-0 pitch. That one's popped up out towards center field. That one's actually going to get farther out there. That's going to go all the way to the wall. 2 up off the wall. 2 runs are going to score. Rounding second and staying at second base will be Lose, and it's a 2-run, 1-out double. They get Harrisburg on the board early on.
The Tigers now batting left fielder number 7,
and that one,
Jack Tigan.
Well, you talk about the wind, but that one had no bearing. The wind had no bearing on that at all. 2 hopped off the wall out there right center field, and Harrisburg jumps out to a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, just a ball that carried as the ball tailed away from Rasky out in center field, and he was able to track it down, but not before it, like you said, John, it 2-hopped the fence, and so for the Governors, they find themselves down in a 2-0 hole here with 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning.
Lucas Crinton will be
the run for the catcher, number 19, Lucas Crichton.
Lucas Crichton will be the one to run for Ben Lose out at second base. So now here is Jack Tigan, the left fielder. So you talk about being a ground ball away from getting out of that inning without anything scoring. Your double makes this a crooked number in the first inning, and Pierce already behind the 8 ball. That's the 3rd straight game that the Govs have gone down the bottom of the first with multiple runs scoring for the other team. Swing and a miss, and it's now 1-1 here to Jack Tigan.
And again, it's important for Isaac Pollock to find that feel for especially his off-speed pitches. Isaac's a young man who's not gonna overpower you with his fastball. I mean, he works a lot on the finesse and off-speed part of the game, and we've talked about his kind of unique delivery where he comes at you with a lot of elbows and a lot of knees, and so he's the kind of kid that once he gets in a rhythm, he'll be okay. But I think this first inning is going to be a really telltale for him.
There's a swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch by Tigan, and it's now 2-2 here to the number 5 hitter in the order. Sam Rayburn is on deck. Going to be followed by Tate Kogel, Will Simmons, and Taylor Klein. Here's a 2-2 pitch. outside, and it's now 3-2. 2 walks in the inning, a double, and a strikeout for the only out so far. That's Harrisburg. You can't. Harrisburg is. We saw it in the summer. I mean, we're seeing it here in the spring. We'll see it again in the summer too. That this Harrisburg team is a good offensive team, especially when they put the ball in play or you give them free passes. As that is now ball 4 and a 1-out walk in the third.
Hagen draws a 1-out walk, brings
free
to the plate, right
pass
fielder,
in
number
the
4,
inning.
Sam Rayburn.
Yeah, and again, any time that you give the other team, free opportunities to get on base, whether it's walks, hit by pitches, errors, you just set yourself up for a challenge, and that's exactly where the Govs are right now with 2 walks and a hit batter among the first 5 batters.
First pitch is taken for strike 1 to Tate Kogel, the third baseman. Runners at first and second. 1 down here in the bottom of the first inning. Here is the 0-1 pitch from Pollock. That one will miss upstairs, a little outside, and it's now 1-1. Kogel's coming in batting .375. Does not have any home runs or RBIs. He's 3 for 8 so far on the season. Here is the now 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's now 1-2. And again, you see it from every hitter so far. They're not going down on their hacks. They're taking some big hacks every single time that they're putting up a swing. Here's a 1-2 pitch here from Pollock to Kogel. That one's in the dirt. It's going to get away barely from who's going to throw to third, and the tag was not applied over at third base by Gordon. He was able to block it up, but it was not and Huska caught a break too because it went off the umpire, so it stayed right next to him. But both runners advanced 90 feet, and it's now second and third here with 1 down. The infield will come in all the way around with a count at 2-2. Here is the 2-2 pitch from Isaac Pollock from the windup. There's a ground ball fielded by the shortstop, Mayer. Long throw to first, and it will be in time. They got the foot back onto Benedine. So there's now 2 down. That's a tough play for Mayer because if he's playing back in his normal position, it's an easy field, but the run's going to score. But he's going to his right to make that play, and Mayer is able to throw a good strong throw to first, and then Benedine came off the bag at first and put his foot back down. So there's now 2 away to bring up Tate Kogel. Sam Rayburn was the man that was up to the plate just before Kogel.
Yeah, Dean used all 6'2" of the frame as the throw took him kind of up the line a little bit, and like you said, he was maybe just a couple inches off, but was able to sneak that foot back on the bag before Rayburn came down the line.
Isaac Pollock back to working from the windup with the runners at second and third. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Kogel. That's upstairs, and it's now 2-1. Kogel's number 7 man in the order. Will Simmons will be next. And then Taylor Klein, if they can get to those 8 and 9 hitters. 2-1 pitch. Outside, and it's now 3-1.
And if you hear some wind in the background today off of either John or my mic, it's because we're kind of out in the elements here down in Harrisburg today. So we're both bundled up. It's more like a football game kind of. It's more football weather than baseball weather.
It really is. Yeah, you get a Saturday afternoon, late September, October football game. It feels much different when you're at a baseball game. 3-2 misses upstairs, and it's another walk issued, and the bases are now loaded for Tate Kogel.
Will Simmons.
Will Simmons. Kogel just walked. So here's Will Simmons, the first baseman. He threw in one of the 2 games of the doubleheader against Mitchell, picked up the win. He and Rayburn, the 2 guys that are not available to throw today for Harrisburg. Everybody else is available. The first pitch is over for strike 1. I think, though, we'll have some nice warm weather when we come here for a football game this fall.
Yeah, it's week 1 if I remember right.
Yeah, so it's going to be nice and warm for us here in Harrisburg. That one, I say that doesn't always mean everything. The 0-1 pitch is fouled away, and it's now 0-2.
Yeah, the 4th weekend of August, if You're probably going to jinx it. It's probably going to be like 55 degrees and raining.
We'll probably get some snow on the ground in August.
I hear we're going to get snow tomorrow night.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. We're not going to talk about that. Here's the 0-2 pitch coming from Isaac Pollock here to Simmons. That one just outside, and it's now 1-2.
The way my weekend went last weekend, I mean, when I was calling stuff, the exact opposite happened. So I'm gonna say we're gonna get about a foot of snow tomorrow night.
Oh boy. I hope that's the case, because otherwise your phone number will be going out over the air. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one bounces in. It is now 2-2. Bases are loaded here with 2 outs at the bottom of the first inning. 2-0 is our score. The way this first inning has gone, to get out of this with just a 2-0 lead for Harrisburg would be big for the Governors. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Here's a chopper that's foul at the plate, and we'll do it again at 2-2.
Yeah, and you hit on something earlier, John, that this has been a long inning for the green and gray, especially for Isaac Pollock, and we'll have to see what his pitch count is by the time he gets out of this inning. But 3 walks and a hit batter at 3-2. He's thrown a lot of pitches so far this first inning.
And another count is full here to Simmons. Everybody will get a running start. Full count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. And we do have some action. Zabel is warming up in the bullpen down left field line. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and they get Simmons out on strikes to retire the side, and that is a big strikeout. 2 runs on just 1 hit in the inning. No errors, but 3 men left on base. We have played 1 full inning, and Harrisburg has a 2-0 lead on the Pierre Governors. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
ServiceMASTER of Pierre. It's no secret we clean carpets professionally, but not many people know we clean furniture, kitchens, bathrooms, walls, floors, and windows. We also do fire and water restoration, plus construction cleanups. There's nothing we can't clean. Give ServiceMASTER a call at 224-9919. ServiceMASTER, the clean you expect, the service you deserve. ServiceMASTER, 224-9919.
As we welcome you back here to Harrisburg, top of the second, Pierre Governors trail 2-0 to the Harrisburg Tigers. Spencer Lettler will lead things off. Will be followed by Jake Mayer and Isaac Pollock. As the Govs trail 2-0, first pitch is over for strike 1 as we begin the second inning. Spencer Lettler, the left-handed hitting left fielder, 0-1 pitch. That one's right on the edge and it's quickly 0-2.
Yeah, and Lucas is working quickly, and again, we talked about that last weekend. I mean, as a defender behind a pitcher who works quickly, you stay in the game. You're less likely to commit not only the physical error but the mental error if you're always on your toes playing behind a pitcher who's working like this.
Count is now 2-2 here to Lettler. If he had no 2 count and worked it back to even, Lettler's at 5:45 coming in this doubleheader. 2-2 pitch. That one's fouled out of play, and we'll do it again here at 2-2.
We've talked a little bit about Spencer Lettler during the football season, but just a very strong young man, just really well put together. And when he starts to and learns a little bit more about the game and is able to square a ball up with his speed, he's really got a lot of potential on the baseball field.
Found another pitch away. Here's the 2-2 again to Lettler. Outside, and the count is now full 3-2. Again, Jake Mayer, Isaac Pollock on deck. Bennett Dean would bat if any of the 3 get on base. Full count pitch to Lettler. He'll foul that one again down the left field line and out of play, and it's remaining at 3-2.
Only junior in the lineup today for the Governors in game number 1 to go with the 7 seniors and 2 sophomores.
Here's the 3-2 pitch again. That one's going the other way, inside out to the shortstop. Fielded on the run. The throw to first is just in time by Tyson Kogel. and that will retire the first man. And that'll bring up Jake Mayer. That's a tough play there from Krueger, especially with how well Lettler runs, and it wasn't a hard-hit ball, but he made the play, and a good first out by Harrisburg.
Yeah, and that's what I was just going to say is that just a routine ground ball just to Kogel at shortstop, and he actually kind of had to rush just a bit after he gloved the ball and make a strong throw across the diamond to beat Lettler by about half a step.
0-1 pitch to Mayer is upstairs and is now 1-1. Jake Mayer coming in batting .250. Went 1 for 3 last weekend. He was 0 for 1 in the first weekend of those 4 games, but went 1 for 3 against Mitchell in that doubleheader. 1-1 pitch misses low, and it's quickly 2-1 here to Mayer. Something to be said about. I'm a big fan of every pitcher that likes to work quick. You'll never hear me complain about a pitcher that works quick. 2-1 is outside, and it's 3-1. Most notably, guys from the last couple of years, Garrett Stout and Gray Zabel always worked fast. And like I said, you'll never hear me ever complain about that. We don't talk about as much other stuff. 3-1 is outside, and it's a one-out walk here to Jake Mayer. Second walk issued by Lucas. But, yeah, if I start complaining about a pitcher working too fast, I'd caulk me on the head or something.
Especially on a day like today.
Yes.
I mean, just when it's cold like this, another thing that you appreciate as a defender playing behind a pitcher like this is a pitcher who works quick, gives you the ability to get back in the dugout and not only off your feet, but get your coat back on.
The first pitch to Isaac Pollock is a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Zabel was warming up in the bullpen down the left field line, but Pollock is hitting for himself. The 0-1 is missed inside, and is now 1-1. Isaac Pollock coming in, .667 so far in the season. He's 2 for 3 in those first 6 games of the year. 1-1. That one will miss. Gets away from the catcher. Loves it. Throw to second. Well, you skip away from the second baseman, Carlson, but back it up was Kogel, and Mayer's going to be safe either way. But he is now on second and in scoring position with nobody out here. There's going to be one down here in the top of the second.
Yeah, a good read by Jake Mayer, a ball that did not get away from the catcher very far, but just he read it right away and was able to get a good secondary lead. Good speed from Mayer, and he slides in ahead of the tag.
And again, that's a huge. It's tough to do. It's tough to do. Pierre has made it look pretty easy the last couple of years, but it's not an easy thing to read a ball as you're trying to get a secondary lead and see a ball just barely bounce, as that one's going to be taken for another walk, and we'll get a mound visit here. It'll be first and second. But you try and read a pitch that goes in the dirt, and knowing that the catcher is either going to feel it cleanly or not before he actually fields it, that one, it's tough to do. And Pierre has made it look relatively easy, but it's not an easy thing to do at all. Elliot Life will run for Isaac Pollock. One hockey guy for another hockey guy. Bennett Dean will step the plate after the mound visit.
Non-hockey guy.
Yeah.
Harrisburg comes into the game 12-0, undefeated on the year. They have swept doubleheaders from Sturgis. They won 14-12, 6-0. Had a 6-game road trip same weekend that Pierre opened up on the West Coast swing. Harrisburg was actually out there for 3 days. Swept a pair from Sturgis, beat Rapid City Stevens 6-1, 13-11, and then beat Rapid City Central 20-8 and 24-5 before taking 4 games in the South Dakota-North Dakota border battle last weekend, and then the doubleheader sweep against Mitchell on Thursday.
First pitch to Dino, grounded foul down the first base line, and it's 0-1. The big spot here for the Governors, down 2-0 here in the top of the second. First and second with 1 down. Bennett Dean is at the plate. Dean so far batting .250, 2 for 8 so far on the season. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one on the outside edge, so it's now 0-2 here to Dean. He's got to battle up with Brecken Krueger, the number 9 hitter, on deck. A few less lefties in the batting order in game 1. There's a ground ball the right side, fielded by the second baseman. Turn to throw to second. Back to first is not in time, and it'll be a fielder's choice here for the Bennett Dean, but the runners are now at the corner with 2 down, and Brecken Krueger can put the Governors on the board with the base hits.
With 2 outs now batting.
That was a good turn at second base from Carlson to Kogel. Just picture perfect fundamental turn from the field of Carlson over to Kogel. First pitch is upstairs to Brecken Krueger.
Yeah, and a ball that was hit just kind of a routine ground ball to the second baseman, and anything harder, and probably Harrisburg would have been able to turn the double play, but just a ball that was kind of a routine ground ball, and like you said, even though there was a good turn in the middle, Dean was able to get down the line and stay out of the double play.
He lost his. Dean's taking off for second. Now he's caught as. Now Jake Mayer's going to try and score. The throw of the plate is going to be in time. They're going to be tagged out and run themselves into the third out here in the top of the second. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on base, as that will be an inning and a half complete. So between Harrisburg and Pierre, it's a 2-0 lead for the Tigers. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
CommTech in Pierre invites you to come out and check out their expansive showroom. It's filled with everything you need to thrive in today's technology-dependent world and a knowledgeable staff to guide you through. CommTech has TVs, computers, personal electronics to commercial electronics, anything to fit your technology needs. The experienced professionals at CommTech can guide you through any questions you may have. Whether you struggle with technology or live for it, CommTech can help you find exactly what you're looking for. CommTech will even install and service what they sell, so you don't have to worry once you get your products home. CommTech, located at 1601 North Lowell Avenue behind Walmart. Check them out online at CommTechPlus.com.
As we welcome you back here to Harrisburg, bottom of the second inning. And a 2-0 lead for the Harrisburg Tigers. As the Govs ran themselves out on that top of the second inning, and that will bring up 9-1-2 here for Harrisburg. Brecken Krueger will return to the plate to open up the top of the third inning. That's a tough break for the Governors, who had first and third. They've had guys on third base in each of the first two innings unable to convert. As the first pitch swinging, fly ball out towards right field. Going back is Krueger. He'll watch it go over his head. One hop off the wall. Be a leadoff extra base hit. And stopping at second will be Klein. A first pitch double for Taylor Klein. And Harrisburg is right back in business here to open up the bottom of the second.
Yeah, first pitch fly ball out at a deep right field. And again, the wind coming out of the northwest kind of pushes that ball towards the right field line over the head of Brecken Krueger, and Krueger's actually playing fairly deep out in right field. Actually had that ball played fairly well, but just wasn't able to catch up with it as it got over his head.
First pitch is high for ball one to Carlson. He walked in his first trip, came around to score on that 2 RBI double from Los. As the 1-0 pitch comes in from a pull lock to Carlson. That one is at the letters, and it's now 1-1. Lincoln Carlson, he's coming in here in this first game, a .360 batting average through those 12 games. 6 singles, 2 triples. He does have a home run to his credit. 8 runs driven in so far. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. He was looking for home run number 2, and is now 1-2. Again, they don't get cheated. That's Harrisburg. They swing hard no matter what the count is. 107 runs driven in, 138 runs in total. 107 of those have been RBIs from Harrisburg. Here's a 1-2 pitch outside, and it's now 2-2.
Yeah, so an average of over 11 runs a game scored for the Harrisburg Tigers through these first 12 games. I mean, we talked about how good they were offensively when we saw them last year, both in the spring and in the summer, and they've continued to use that into the spring season here in 2021.
Isaac Pollock will drop in an all-speed pitch, and is taken for strike 3. And the third strikeout of the game so far for Isaac Pollock in the first 4 guys that have been retired. But the only problem is he's given up 3 walks and also hit a guy. So he's 3 strikeouts, 4 free passes. First pitch is fouled right back to the screen, and it's 0-1. If you're watching on YouTube, that was coming right into your living room.
We'll see how long the Pierre coaching staff is going to go with their pitchers today. I mean, it's been about a 60 pitch count for most of their pitchers through the first 2 weekends. A cold day like this, we'll see how long, even though the arms are a little stronger and they got a little more strength built into them so far. We'll see how far they go today just because of the weather. It could be still at that 60-70 pitch count today.
Count is 1-1 to Tyson Krueger. Was hit by a pitch in his first trip. 1-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss. It is now 1-2. On deck is Timon Long, who is one of those 3 strikeout victims so far from Isaac Pollock. Is the 11th guy to come to the plate already here with 1 down in the bottom of the second inning throughout this entire game, I should say. Not here in the inning. But here is the 1-2 pitch. He'll golf that one foul and out of play down the right field side and remains at 1-2.
Kogel, a left-handed hitting shortstop, and a ball that pitch that Pollock got on the inside part of the plate, and Kogel just dropped the bat head and like you said, turned on it, and luckily for the Govs, it was clearly foul.
1-2 pitch. He'll foul it back behind home plate, and we'll do it again at 1-2. So again, the pitch count was at 44 through the first inning for Isaac Pollock, and last 2 1-2 pitches have been good pitches, but Kogel has been able to fight it off and keep Pollock continuing to throw. No action down the left field bullpen, and that's going to be the tough thing too, because of how cold this day is. That 1-2 is skied up in the air. It's in foul territory. Huska will drop the mask. He'll run out of room as he ran all the way to the screen. His shin guards ran into the concrete barrier, and it fell maybe 5 feet out of play, 10 feet out of play, and just not enough to get that ball to stay in play to record the second out.
Yeah, the netting provides spectator protection for the spectators and the fans here in Harrisburg, but there's about a 3-foot half wall, concrete half wall, where the supports are buried into, and that's exactly what Huska ran into. Ball just got over the netting. Actually, probably the wind helped it over the netting and kept it there. But for Isaac Pollock, through an inning and a third, he's already at 56 pitches. That's not a mark that's gonna keep him on the mound very long if that pitch count continues to ride up.
And that 1-2 pitch gets into the turf and will get off to the right of Huska, and to third base will be Klein. So there's now a runner at third with 1 down and a 2-2 count, and we'll see now if the infield will come all the way in, and they will come all the way in. With number 2 hitter Tyson Kogel, Timon Long is on deck. Pollock will go back to work from the windup. Here is the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and down on strikes goes Kogel.
Strikeout of Kogel,
and that will be the second out, second strikeout of the inning, 4th strikeout in the game for Pollock, and there's now 2 away to bring up Timon Long, who struck out in his first trip back in the bottom of the first inning. I go back to the point I was making here. You start to warm up in the bullpen, and that's a literal term. You got to warm up, and then you stop. You got to make sure that you keep yourself loose, because at any point you might go in the game, but you throw, and then you might take a full inning off. Well, now you're completely cold again. You got to go back out and throw. So you got to be smart about how you warm up and how slow and fast you warm up, depending on if you're going to go in the game or not. The 0-1 is a swing and a miss. It's now 0-2.
Good off-speed pitch by Pollock at the 0-1. Just a big, slow breaking curveball on the outside part of the plate that had long way out in front. But you bring a good point. We'll see what happens in the changeover between innings. If Zabel goes back out in the bullpen, you got to likely figure that with Pollock's pitch count being over 60 by the time this inning gets over, you got to figure that if Zabel goes back out to the bullpen, that would probably mean the end of the day for Isaac Pollock. But hopefully he can get through this batter, retire the Tigers, keep this a 2-0 game, and then maybe come out for the third inning. Hopefully would have a quick inning and keep that pitch count down.
Here's the 0-2 pitch once again to Timon Long. Popped up. Is it going to get out of play? It will. Maybe. Might stay in. Nope, just barely gets out. Boy, that wind. At first, when he first hit that, I lost it from the press box here. I thought there was no chance that ball was ever going to. I thought maybe you had a better chance of feeling that pop up, but it just barely got out of play again. It stayed, there's a little covering for the fans on the right field side or on the first base side, and it didn't even make it to that, which is maybe 5 feet away from the concrete barrier. So it just barely got out again. Here's the 0-2 pitch again from Pollock. That is right down the middle and taken for strike 3, and Isaac Pollock will get 3 strikeouts in the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We have played 2 innings. It is a 2-0 lead for the Harrisburg Tigers. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball. Today is KCCR, and today is KCCR.com.
South Dakota didn't always have a capital, or even a permanent settlement for that matter. There wasn't always a river city on the Missouri River. And before First Dakota filed the first charter in 1872, there wasn't always a bank in South Dakota. Every timeless institution, tradition, and thriving business was started somewhere by someone who had a dream and the passion to make it happen first. What will be your South Dakota first? Visit firstdakota.com/first. Member FDIC.
Do you need the Pierre Governor apparel for the big game? Or how about Stanley County apparel or Post-State apparel? All-Around Graphics in Pierre is your place to go. Not only can you get your apparel, but they also do screen printing, jerseys, awards, and trophies. And did you know they can print and customize your signs? All-Around Graphics can do it all. Located at 819 North Euclid Avenue, or call 224-4677. All-Around Graphics in Pierre, your one-stop shop.
And we welcome you back. Harrisburg here as the Govs have a 2-0 deficit to work with going in the top of the 3rd inning. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean as we welcome you here on today's KCCR, online at todayskccr.com, and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. The 9-1-2. Brecken Krueger was up to the plate, so when the top of the 2nd inning came to an end, it was a steal from Bennett Dean. The pitcher, Chase Lucas, stepped off the mound and then threw it home after he started to run down Dean because Jake Mayer had taken off for home, and the throw got him at the plates. And so now Brecken Krueger will come back up here with the lead off the top of the 3rd inning. 9-1-2. Krueger, Rasky, and then Gordon. If anybody reaches base, Jaden Wiebe. Here's the first pitch from Chase Lucas. Comes inside on Krueger and taken for ball 1 to open up here the top of the 3rd inning. Govs without a hit so far in those first 2 innings, although they didn't get guys on base. The 1-0 is at the knees and is now 1-1. It was a walk for Rasky, and then a walk and a back-to-back walks, actually, Mayer and Pollock. There's a ground ball up the middle. That's through for a base hit, and there is our first hit of the game for the Pierre Governors. And Brecken Krueger, nice piece of hitting, go right back up the middle. And the leadoff man is aboard for the 2nd time in 3 innings for the Governors.
Yeah, and the Governors, like you said, John, have had some success in getting base runners on, getting runners in scoring position, just haven't been able to push a run across so far as they were able to get runners to 3rd base in each of the first 2 innings.
Here's first pitch to McGuire Rasky, and that one will miss inside for ball 1. And he walked and then made his way over to 3rd base. He took second and then took 3rd base on a ground ball from Jaden Wiebe. But then he was left stranded there on the 6-3 ground out from Aaron Booth as the 1-0 pitch is now 2-0. Rasky has not thrown quite yet, and we might see him today. It might be a little bit too cool to say that this should be your first time out back on the mound. There's a ground ball to the right side, fielded by the 2nd baseman. Throw to 2nd for 1. Back to 1st is in time. A 4-6-3 double play. And again, that's a great turn there from Carlson because you're fielding it and you got to shift your entire body to throw to 2nd, and to make that quick exchange to 2nd, Kogel to throw to 1st. That's picture perfect 4-6-3 double play for the Tigers.
Yeah, and the key to the double play is always the turn in the middle, and Kogel did a very nice job tracking the ball and avoiding Krueger coming in hard on the slide, making a good strong throw to 1st base, and so Tigers are able to convert the 4-6-3 double play, and now it's on the shoulders of Andy Gordon to see if the Governors can maybe put something together here, starting with 2 outs.
The swing and a miss is quickly 0-2 here to Gordon. And he struck out looking in his first at-bat, the 0-2 pitch. That one will be fouled away and out of play down the right field line, and it will remain at 1-2. Or excuse me, 0-2. And that's the unfortunate break. You get your first hit, but then he gets retired on a double play. You had guys get those free passes to get to third base, but you work your way on base. Here's a ground ball down the third base line, but it will be foul, and it will remain at 0-2. And those are they call it twin killing for a reason. It kills all the momentum that you have, even though it was just the leadoff guy, only the leadoff guy that got on base, but a swing and a miss by Gordon, and it's a 1-2-3 inning just like that.
Retires Gordon for out number 3.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors, but no one left on base. We have played 2.5. Harrisburg has a 2-0 lead over the Pierre Governors. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
AGTEGRA in Highmore. We pride ourselves on providing our customers with reliable markets, superior services, and quality products. From corn and soybeans to spring and winter wheat, you can trust AGTEGRA in Highmore with all your grain handling needs. It's all about helping you achieve the best harvest possible. Call AGTEGRA of Highmore today at 605-846-1379. That's 605-846-1379.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heat-O-Lator fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heat-O-Lator fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heat-O-Lator Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
As we are back here in Harrisburg, 2-0 lead for the Harrisburg Tigers as we welcome you into the bottom of the third inning. It is going to be Ben Los, Jack Tigan, and Sam Rayburn, 4, 5, and 6 here for Harrisburg. With that 2-0 lead, they got the first 2 runs on a 2 RBI double from this guy, Ben Los, the catcher. He comes up to lead off here at the bottom of the third inning. First pitch from Isaac Pollock. That one will bounce in for ball 1. So Pollock out for his third inning of work. And, game 1 of a doubleheader, of course, this is the only – you do play on Tuesday again to the Governors. They go to Huron on Tuesday. That one misses outside, and it's now 2-0. So the guys, depending on how much your pitch count goes and where Pollock is at right now, he will not be able to throw then on Tuesday. But you want to try and save some arms also for Tuesday as well, because you got not just these 2 games and have everybody back the next time you play. That one's chopped in front of the plate. Pollock will pick it up with a bare hand. Throw to first is nearly behind Los. And that would be one to ask him if he lost the ball or not when that ball was coming to him, because it looked like it went behind Los and Dean was able to make the catch. That's a tough play, but the first out recorded on a good play from Bennett Dean.
Yeah, just kind of a swinging bunt from Los as it came up the first baseline, and a good play by Pollock to come off the mound and field the ball. But that's a tough line when you have to make that throw as a pitcher going up the line, having to avoid the runner, and the ball got away from him just a little bit and kind of went up the line. And like we said, Dean had to glove the ball and avoid the runner all at the same time.
0-1 pitch. That one is golfed out towards left field. Going down the line, Spencer Lettler running to it. It's going to drop on the line fair. Going to second, a long turn and a good throw in from Lettler to keep Tigan over at first base, so it turns into a long single.
The single by Tigan brings to the
third hit of the game
number 9,
for Harrisburg, and that'll bring up Sam Rayburn.
Yeah, and again, I think right there we saw evidence of Spencer Lettler's speed out in left field. I mean, he came a long way because that ball about medium deep and just barely inside the left field line. And Lettler had to come a long way and did a nice job in terms of gloving the ball, getting it back quickly into the infield, because big turn at first base, but to hold that to a single, that's a big play for the Governors right there.
First pitch is outside to Sam Rayburn. He grounded to the shortstop Mayer in his first trip to the plate. Here's the 1-0 pitch, swing, a half swing, but he did swing, and it's now 1-1.
Wind's kind of gone down a little bit now, and so we'll see if that has any impact on the game. We've seen a couple of foul balls just get over the netting that maybe now that the wind has gone down, maybe would have stayed in play. And we talked about how this Harrisburg Tiger team likes to mash. We'll see if they can. They've already hit a couple of balls to the fence, but in right field, nothing to left field yet on this heavily right-handed dominant Harrisburg lineup.
1-1 pitch. There's a softly hit ball into left field for a base hit. Rounding second, heading for third. The throw will come in. The tag is applied, and they've got him at third. A great throw from Spencer Lettler to the third baseman, and good tag by Andy Gordon. And there's now 2 down here.
Yeah, just again a really quick throw in from Lettler, kind of a ball just medium deep into left field, and Lettler this time has to go to his left, and so the left-hander Lettler goes to his left, picks up the ball in one hop, quick release and a good strong throw and a good tag from Andy Gordon at third base, and they're able to retire the base runner trying to go from first to third on the play.
And it was Tigan that was off with the pitch, so he had that running start and had that extra lift to get to third base, but a great throw from Lettler. Had to be a great throw. If it was not on the money, he's safe at third base. And if you're talking to any coach in that scenario, you say you're going to send him 10 out of 10 times, because 9 out of 10 times he's safe, especially in high school baseball. But Lettler made that great throw, and now, but because of that great throw, as the runner is off with the pitch, that one's bouncing in. So the count is 2-0, and up to second base will be Rayburn. And the big thing is that you might be a little bit more hesitant now to try and run on Lettler because of that good throw. Which, again, any kind of hesitation will get you thrown out if you're going to end up going.
And didn't violate the Cardinal rule.
That's
right. Made the second out at third base.
The 2-0 pitch, that one's fouled away, and it's now 2-1. You're okay with that. You're okay with getting thrown out at third. I mean, you don't want to get thrown out at all, but you're okay with taking that second out at third base just because you can't have 2 productive outs to get you in.
Yeah. Governors are okay with him getting thrown out third base.
Yeah, I mean, you'd love for you'd love for them to avoid some Cardinal sins as well and do that for the first and third out. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Instead, Pollock will step off, and retreating back to second base is Rayburn.
But again, I mean, you don't want to waste those kinds of opportunities, especially on a day like today where runs are going to kind of be at a premium. You if you get a runner to third base, you want to try to find a way to get him across the plate.
As the 2-1 is outside, and is now 3-1. Here to take Kogel, who walked in his first trip to the plate, third baseman here in game number 1. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That one's out towards right field. Coming in is going to be Krueger. He'll go to the line, make the catch, and retire the side here in the third inning. So no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. 3 full innings completes here in Harrisburg in game number 1. The Governors have a 2-0 deficit to try and work out of going to the top of the 4th. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Fertig Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Fertig Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Fertig Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Fertig Electric, 224-8684.
Are you driving a 2014 or newer vehicle? Are there less than 100,000 miles on it? Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is prepared to give you top dollar. Again, if your ride is 2014 or newer with less than 100,000 miles, Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you top dollar for it right now. Trade it in or sell it to us. Doesn't matter. Your vehicle has never been worth more than it is right now. Stop in at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit gatewayflt.com.
As we welcome you back here to Harrisburg, top of the 4th inning, as on the mound, Chase Lucas. He has gone 3 shutout innings. Govs have just 1 hit so far, and that 1 hit was a race on a double play. So Lucas has thrown well in the first 3 innings, but he'll deal with 3, 4, and 5. Wiebe, Booth, and Lettler here in the top of the 4th inning.
We'll keep you apprised of the Dakota marker game going on in Fargo today between SDSU and NDSU. Late in the first quarter, SDSU has scored and leads North Dakota State 7-0. Mark Gronkowski on a 25-yard touchdown pass to Blake Coons, and the Rabbits have a 7-0 lead over the Bison.
0-1 pitch is also taken for a strike. It is now 0-2 here to Jaden Wiebe. Here is the 0-2 pitch from Lucas. Wiebe grounds it to the first baseman, fielded by Simmons. He'll take the bag himself. The leadoff man is retired here to open up the top of the fourth inning. Be a big win for the Jackrabbits. And North Dakota State would have lost for the second time this year. And been a while since we've seen North Dakota State lose just two games. You have to go back a ways to figure out the last two losses they've had.
Yeah, and from what I was seeing yesterday on some of the bracketology for the FCS playoffs, SDSU is likely a bubble team, probably in even with a loss today, but would be huge if they won. Would share the Missouri Valley Conference title with UND.
As the 1-0 pitch is a swing and a miss to Aaron Booth, and it's now 1-1. I believe if they do win, they will be they would take the Missouri Valley automatic bid.
Okay.
So they would be in. I mean, they'd be in for sure
Well,
if they would beat NDSU anyway, as the count is now 1-2. Because if you're going to beat NDSU, you might as well be in the tournament.
Yeah, you'll be in the playoffs if you beat NDSU.
Here's one ground ball through the left side. That's a base hit for Aaron Booth. They'll round to first, and it'll be a one-out single for Aaron Booth. And it will be a runner up first. Spencer Lettler will come to the plate here with one down the top of the fourth inning.
Yeah, I think if I remember right, and I'd have to go back and look it up, but I think UND beat SDSU earlier in the year. So I think if they go by head-to-head tiebreaker, I think UND would likely get the automatic bid on, even though they would tie for the conference title, I think.
And that's it's been so hard to keep up with the FCS because of all the postponements. The 0-1 pitch there, it's now 0-2 to Spencer Lettler because some teams have played 4 games, some teams have played 6. I mean, SDSU and NDSU are playing for the first time in about 3, almost feels like a month.
Mm-hmm.
As the 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and Lettler goes down on 3 pitches with a swinging strikeout, and that'll bring up now Jake Mayer with 2 down here in the top of the fourth inning.
Yeah, and for a game that took a long time to play in the first inning, things have certainly sped up here after that. That first inning took about a half hour. We've sped through the last 2+ innings in about 20 minutes, feels like. So what the Govs need to do right now is just start stringing some base runners together. They've been able to get a base runner on at least one in every inning so far. They just have not been able to get that clutch hit, that 2-out hit, get something productive to put something other than a 0 on the scoreboard so far.
The 1-0 is on the outside corner around their letters, and it's now 1-1, but the 1-1 pitch misses. Now 2-1 here to Jake Mayer. Mayer is 0 for 1, or excuse me, he drew a walk in his first plate appearance, but he was thrown out trying to score on a double steal, as the 2-1 misses is now 3-1. This is, again, top of the fourth inning here, 2-0 lead, and the way that first inning started, or the way the game started for the Pierre Governors, it didn't feel like it would be just a 2-0 disadvantage, as that one's a walk to Mayer, and is now first and second here with 2 down for Isaac Pollock, who will hit for himself, and with no action in the bullpen down the left field line, you think that Pollock will probably be out for the bottom of the fourth inning, although he's nearing the 80-pitch count mark. Here's the first pitch to Isaac Pollock. That was on the outside edge, taken for strike 1. But again, you had 8 guys come to the plate in the bottom of the first inning. You had the bases loaded, down 2-0 in the bottom of the first. You got out of it, allowing just those 2 runs. You've gotten back-to-back zeros, so it's just a 2-0 game. I mean, if Pollock could clear the bases, it's now 0-2 as he swings and misses, and tie the game up. Just one swing right now, Pollock could tie this game up, and it just didn't feel like that was the case after the first inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch. He'll swing and miss, and he'll go down on strikes, and that will retire the side here in the top of the fourth inning. There's no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We have played 3.5, and it is a 2-0 lead for the Harrisburg Tigers. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Wondering what to do with that pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
As we welcome you back here to Harrisburg, it is a 2-0 lead for the Tigers. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean, as Jet Zabel is now on the mound here for the Pierre Governors as he takes over. As I had said just previously, that he will Isaac Pollock would probably stay out for the bottom of the 4th inning, but Jet Zabel will start this bottom of the 4th. Zabel comes in with 4.5 innings pitched. He's got the most innings, second most innings pitched. He'll tie with Brady Getz with those 4.5 innings thrown. He's given up just 2 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. He has hit 2 guys, but that whip of .692 and a ERA of 0 so far here for the freshman. The first pitch will hit a man, and it will hit Will Simmons, and he will be on to open up the bottom of the 4th inning, and that will bring up Taylor Klein.
Yeah, Zabel's looked very effective in the first 2 weekends of play, and something, he's carrying himself very well out there for a freshman. Big, strong young man, checks in at about 6'2" plus. Probably about 180, and just has thrown very well. Been very effective so far for the Governors.
First pitch to Klein, misses for ball 1. That one will also miss, and is now 2-0.
And again, just a day where it may take a batter or two to kind of get adjusted, just because of the weather and the conditions down here in Harrisburg.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one is at the knees, and is now 2-1. It's hard to hear the umpire call strikes, and he's a little slow to put the hand up to call strikes, so I have to be a little delayed on the pitch coming in. Zabel from the stretch. Here's the now 2-1 pitch to the number 9 hitter in the Harrisburg order. That one will also miss low, and is now 3-1. Gotten word, our board op today, Jacob Mary's said that Gray Zabel he hurt his ankle and had to be helped off the field. So you hope for the best for him, but he also said that the broadcasters, as that one is over, it's now 3-2, saying that most likely not return to today's game against South Dakota State.
Yeah, and that's an unfortunate break for the true freshman, who has garnered a couple of starts and some pretty significant playing time in the offensive line for the North Dakota State Bison.
3-2 pitch is out towards left field, and that will drop foul, and we'll do it again at 3-2. Yeah, it's a shame to hear that, and and a tough one too, because like you said, to be on that North Dakota State team, and I know there are a lot of South Dakota State fans don't like a whole lot of North Dakota State, but to be on that team and to have starts as a freshman, no matter what position you're playing, it's truly special. There's a ground ball to shortstop. Mayer will flip to second for 1. The throw to first is in time. A 6-4-3 double play to retire the leadoff hit batter. And there's 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Yeah, and the Governors return the favor here in the 4th inning on the double play. Just ground ball right back up the middle. A quick flip from Jake Mayer to Jaden Wiebe. I almost thought maybe Mayer would try to take that play himself, but a really nice play, nice turn by Wiebe in the middle to not only avoid the runner, but a good strong throw to get the runner at first base by about half a step.
First pitch misses low to Lincoln Carlson, who is 0 for 1 so far. He struck out looking back in the bottom of the second. 1-0 misses in, and it's now 2-0. I thought the same thing at first, too, that Mayer should have taken it to the bag himself, but it worked out well, and that's why he's playing shortstop, and we are not playing shortstop. Here's the 2-0 pitch. There's a swing and a miss, and it's now 2-1.
We'll close the book on Isaac Polak for today, as was able on the mound here in the fourth. But for Polak, 3 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed, 2 runs, both of them earned, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. He hit a pair of guys, 76 pitches on the day, 41 of them for strikes. Faced 16 batters for Isaac Polak here on this cold, overcast, brisk Saturday in Harrisburg, South Dakota.
Again, Carlson will get hit by the pitch around the helmet. It looked like he got him around the brim of the helmet. But he will take first base, and the second guy that Jet Zabel has hit here in the fourth inning. But there is just one on with 2 outs as Tyson Kogel is up to the plate, who is also 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch, and he also struck out swinging. Here's the first pitch from Zabel to Kogel. There's a swing and a miss, but it will get past Huska, and to second base will go Carlson. And so now he is on at second and in scoring position after a swinging strike from Tyson Kogel.
Lefty on lefty matchup. The lefty Zabel on the mound versus the lefty Kogel at the plate.
The 0-1 pitch from Zabel to Kogel outside, and it's now 1-1. You mentioned, I said that Jake Mayer's shortstop, and that's why we're up here. The one of the funniest stories, Book Shambi, who did a lot of Sunday Night Baseball. He's now the TV guy for the Chicago Cubs. He was talking to Chipper Jones back when he was still playing for the Braves, as the 1-1 is at the letters and now 1-2. And he told Chipper before the game, he said, why do you take the first pitch, take that first pitch so much, or swing at the first pitch? It's never a good one. So he said, okay. He took the first pitch in the first at-bat, as the 1-2 pitch is outside and is on the outside corner and taken for strike 3, and Zabel will strike out Kogel to end the inning. And I will finish that story here as we get to the top of the 5th inning. It is a 2-0 lead for the Harrisburg Tigers over the Pierre Governors. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Your home and business are important to you, and you need quality furnace and air conditioning products and service. With a combined 50-plus years of experience, AirTech Heating and Cooling provides you with just that service. Call 945-0160 for sales, service, and installation of furnaces, air conditioning, and heat pumps. AirTech Heating and Cooling features the American Standard products. Sales, installation, and service. You want the best, and that's what you'll find at AirTech Heating and Cooling in Pierre.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
And we're back here at the top of the 5th inning in Harrisburg. Governors trail 2-0 in the top of the 5th inning. It will be 8-9-1. Bennett Dean, Brecken Krueger, and then McGuire Rasky. If he reaches base, then it'll be Andy Gordon. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean. Chase Lucas on the mound. 4 shutout innings, allowing just 2 hits so far in those 4 innings. And Bennett Dean will lead off, as he is 0 for 1 with a fielder's choice in his first at-bat. First pitch to Dean is outside for ball 1. So to finish up the story, Book Shambi was telling Chipper Jones, why do you swing at the first pitch so much? As the 1-0 is on the outside edge, now 1-1. It's never a good pitch. You shouldn't swing at that first pitch. So Chipper in his first at-bat in the game, he took the first pitch, which was right down the middle, about 88 miles an hour, one that he could just probably hit out of the ballpark. And because Book Shambi was doing the game, he looked up at the press box and looked at Chipper Jones looked at Book Shambi, as the count is now 3-1 to Bennett Dean, and just gave him a huge death glare to it. And because Chipper was in the press box with Shambi when they're talking about it, and he goes, that's why I'm down there and you're up here, as Bennett Dean will single into center field to lead off the top of the 5th inning.
Number 5.
So sometimes that we say some things, but there's a reason why we don't play the game. And well, obviously we can't because we're not in high school, but we wouldn't be as good as what the guys are that are playing right now. But Bennett Dean with the single right there, I probably would have done that. So, but yeah, just a funny story. And of course, Chipper Jones is a great guy as it is, but we broadcasters, and I say we as I'm not really one of those guys that are way up there in the ranks, but we do see some things as Brecken Krueger laid down a good bunt in front of the plate. The throw to first will be in time. Nobody was covering third at first, but then hustling over there was Kogel, the shortstop, to make sure Dean didn't take third base on the sacrifice bunt, and a good sacrifice bunt there from Brecken Krueger. And there's a runner at second with one down, and there's a little bit of that small ball that Greg Dean was talking about at the beginning of this baseball game.
I'm just curious why you're watching a Chicago Cubs broadcast.
It was not a Chicago Cubs broadcast.
Oh, okay.
This is the first year that Shambi has been over. I was a little disappointed that he went to be with the Chicago Cubs because he was always on, well, I guess not always. The last couple of years he'd been the guy on today's KCCR that was doing the ESPN Sunday Night Baseball games.
Gotcha, okay.
Now he's not doing it because he's with the Cubs and stuff. I think he is doing it tomorrow, though, with the Braves and Cubs playing, as the 0-1 is over and it's 0-2. But no, I was not watching, and if I would be watching a Cubs game, it would not be the Cubs broadcast. No,
well, you had my head twirling in about 18 different circles with that comment.
0-2 pitch comes in, nearly hits Rasky, and it's now 1-2. But I do know that he's with the Cubs just because I read that and I was a little disappointed that he was not going to be on ESPN radio anymore to do Sunday Night Baseball games. 1-2 pitch on the outside a corner, and that is taken for strike 3. And McGuire Rasky is down for the second out, and he is now 0 for 2 so far here in game number 1, and that will bring up Andy Gordon.
And the one thing we've noticed through the first 4+ innings of this game is that the home plate umpire has a fairly wide strike zone. I mean, he's not afraid to call that pitch on not only the outside edge, but maybe even just a little bit outside. And on a day like today, it's cold enough that you sometimes really don't want a tight zone that's going to extend the game in the conditions that they are today.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one's popped up on the infield in foul territory. The first baseman is over near the dugout, and he will make the catch. He was lined up perfectly with the dugout wall, so I could not see that play be made. But the first baseman, Simmons, will make the catch, and that will retire the side here in the top of the 5th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We have played 4.5. And the Governors are still being shut out here 2-0 to the Harrisburg Tigers. Back in a minute. Listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Join Rising Hope 605 and Dustin Evans and the Good Times Band at the Ramcota River Center, Friday, April 23rd from 7 until 11. Rising Hope 605 is raising funds for people within our community to reduce barriers to access hope. You can do your part by purchasing a ticket and inviting your friends and family to a fun night out with Dustin Evans and the Good Times Band. Purchase your ticket at risinghope605.com. That's risinghope605.com.
Hey, it's Julia from Milwaukee Federal Credit Union, letting you know that our recreational special is back again, with terms up to 10 years, no payments for 90 days, and rates as low as 2.4% APR. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre and let Jameson or I get you started.
People helping people. Hawaii Federal Credit Union.
As we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, it is 3, 4, and 5 here for the Harrisburg Tigers. They still lead 2-0 as Jet Zabel on the mound here for the Governors and for his second inning. First pitch, too long. That one will skip through the glove of Deegan Huska and get to the backstop for ball 1. Bottom of the 5th inning, 2-0 lead. Harrisburg scored their first 2 runs. Their only 2 runs in the bottom of the 1st. 8 guys came to the plate. They had a good start to this game, but have since been held scoreless in the next 3 innings as they're trying to get back to the scoreboard. But the Governors, they're trying to get on the scoreboard. They've been shut out here for the last, would be now 11 innings, or excuse me, 12 innings. Do have some action out in the bullpen in left field as the 1-1 pitch is upstairs and is now 2-1.
That's Christian Bush out in the left field bullpen for the green and gray.
Here is the 2-1 pitch from Zabel. That one is at the letters and is now 2-2 here to Long. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. He struck out swinging in the first inning, struck out looking in the second inning. And Zabel's trying to give him the hat trick here with the 2-2 count. And he does give him the hat trick. A swing and a miss, and the first man is retired here on the strikeouts. That's Long's third strikeout of the game, and that'll bring up Ben Lose. There is some action down the right field bullpen here for Harrisburg. Unable to see that number.
I think it's 16. Is that? I don't have my roster in front of me.
Stuart Nickel will be the man warming up in the bullpen as the first pitch is taken for ball one. You're close. There's a 15 to 17, but there's no 16. So then I was trying to, but 17 is Will Simmons, so he wasn't going to be warming up. But you're
15, 16, 17.
You're close. They're all within one number. They all look the same. As the one was a check swing. He did not hold up in time. Did Los, and it's now 1-1.
Yeah, and Zabel coming out for his second inning of work. I mean, just again looks very comfortable on the mound and kind of has settled into a rhythm here in the bottom of the fifth inning and has done a nice job, especially locating that fastball and keeping the Tiger hitters off base here in the fifth and able to work that outside corner pretty well.
Here's the 1-2 pitch now from Zabel. Comes inside and just misses inside. The target was to try and get the outside corner or maybe middle away from Los, but it came on the inside. Looked like a pretty good pitch, but Huska moved his glove quite a bit to get over there. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one is reached for, poked into right center field. That's down for a base hit. In the end of the bat on it was Los, and he has this second hit of the game. That is the fifth hit of the ball game for Harrisburg. And should have a courtesy runner coming up for Los, and Jack Tigan will step to the plate.
We got a little bit of a break in the action. For those listening to the game today, may not have heard. Big congratulations to our good friend and play-by-play man John Winkler. 4 awards from the Midwest Broadcasters Association earlier this week. 4 Eric Severide awards. Kind of you can tell me better, John, but kind of the Emmy, Grammy, Tony of the Midwest Broadcasters Association.
Yeah, the 1-0 pitch coming up here is miss low 2-0. Yeah, it's basically like because the TV has their Midwest Emmys, and we're kind of lined up with that with the Severides as well. So yeah, it's and of course congratulations to Zach Nelson. He won seven awards, as it's now 3-0.
7 Severides.
Yeah, 7 Severides, and so congratulations to him as well as. A good day for KCCR, picking up 11 awards as a 3-0 is over for strike one, and it's now 3-1. And of course, I want to say thank you to you too, because you are a big part of what making me sound a lot better, helping me out throughout the all the sports that we cover together, and of course baseball being one of them, football being another one. You've been along the way for the last 3 state championships with me, and I appreciate all the extra work and throwing stuff to me that I did not see quite yet or had not got a chance. You always are throwing stats and everything towards my way, and I really do appreciate that as well.
You're far too humble and very gracious, and so thank you for that. But the listeners and the people in Central South Dakota are very fortunate to have you at KCCR. Not only listening on the radio dials, but the upgrade on the YouTube video that you've been able to put together for this year is certainly a welcome addition and a huge upgrade, and so kudos to you for that. In addition to all the work that you do behind the scenes to make these broadcasts work.
2-0 pitch is a swing and a miss. Is now 2-1 here to Sam Rayburn. Runners at first and second here with one down in the bottom of the fifth inning. And Harrisburg trying to get back into the scoring column, but the Governors are trying to keep them off after scoring twice in the first inning. As the 2-1 pitch, that one just misses low, and it's now 3-1, and Zabel's in danger of walking the bases loaded. Do appreciate the kind comments and the compliments.
Well, and just, to give people an understanding of the lengths that you go to, not a lot of people know this, but you were under the weather 6 weeks ago or so, and actually figured out a way to do play-by-play for an Oahe Capitals hockey game. Even though you were under the weather and weren't able to attend the game in person, you were able to do play-by-play from your apartment. 99.999% of the rest of the world would have said, yeah, I'm good. Just the way it's going to be. And you went above and beyond to make sure that the Capitals got coverage that day, and the listeners were able to follow the game. So, again, kudos, congratulations, and some honors very well earned. I guess the question while we got a break in the action is we've got a new pitcher on the mound for the Governors. One of the awards you won was for the last hockey game of the 2020 season, the Oahe Capitals Sioux Center game at the state tournament, where you won an award. I think it was an award of merit for play-by-play in that game. I guess my question would be, what made that one stand out for you? What was that entry? Why did that kind of rise above the rest of all the 182,000 games that you've called in the last 3 years?
I think just because of everything that kind of happened with that game and being able to listen to that game quite often, because we end up airing that twice with all the everything stopping, but just the overall, I don't know, it just stood out to me as a game to throw in there to the running of potential of winning play-by-play and end up with the award of merit. I mean, there's plenty of games to choose from, but I think the time frame, because you only get 10 minutes to send in that stuff, you can't send the whole game in, and I think overall those 10 minutes, there wasn't anything that I was like, I didn't really like how I sounded. Sometimes quite often I'm like, man, that last 10 minutes wasn't very good for me. Whether anybody believes it or not, there's a lot of times where I stumble through my words a little bit. But yeah, that game just stood out to me, especially in that first period where it just felt like I was on the top of my game that entire time.
Well, and just like everything else, I mean, as a broadcaster, you have your good days and maybe your not quite so good days, and some days it just flows a little better than others. And so again, congratulations. That's obviously a very significant accomplishment for you, and again, we're very fortunate in Central South Dakota to have the coverage that we do and have you, and I know the lengths that you go to put these broadcasts together, so congratulations.
Thank you. Christian Busch is on the mound here for the Pierre Governors with the bases loaded and one down. The first pitch is over for strike one as he comes in with a huge task here to try and get out of this inning without allowing any runs to score, which means that he can allow another base runner to reach base other than a fielder's choice. With this at bat, here's the 0-1 pitch. That is outside and is now 1-1. Christian Busch, 3 and 2/3 innings of pitching so far. 1.90 ERA with 3 strikeouts, 3 walks. He's given up 4 runs, and only one of those have been earned. As that pitch will bounce in, and it's now 2-1 here to the number 7 hitter, Tate Kogel, who is 0 for 1. He flew out to right field and also walked. He walked back in the bottom of the first inning. Third pitcher for the Governors so far. Here is the 2-1 pitch. There's a line shot right to McGuire. Rasky comes in, dives, and he can't make the catch, and gets past him. 2 runs are going to score. Brecken Krueger has to go all the way back to behind center field. His third runner will come around to try and score. A bases clearing triple for Tate Kogel. And it's a 5-0 lead in a game of inches. Nearly made the catch with McGuire Rasky, which then that run was not probably going to score because he was halfway going home, and instead it's a 5-0 lead now here for the Harrisburg Tigers.
Yeah, and again, a ball that, again, probably got knocked down in the wind a little bit, and Rasky just able to just come up just a few inches short of making that catch. And unfortunately, like you said, I mean, that's the kind of ball that if you do make that effort, you want to try to knock it down and keep it in front of you. And unfortunately, it skips past Rasky. Krueger's actually got to come all the way over from right field, and that allowed all 3 base runners to round third and come home. And so a big blow for the Tigers here in the bottom of the 5th as they break this game open. Goes from 2-0 to 5-0 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th.
Count is 2-0. And the infield is drawn all the way in. The 2-0 is fouled out of play on the right side, and it's now 2-1 here to Will Simmons. He struck out, and he was also hit by a pitch. He was part of that double play that Taylor Klein hit into back in the bottom of the 4th inning. A 3-run triple here for Tate Kogel that has busted this game open to a 5-0 advantage for the Harrisburg Tigers. 2-1 pitch. That's grounded down the third base line and is foul, and it will remain, or it's now 2-2. Here to Kogel, and again, to Simmons with Kogel on third. But this is a big, important at-bat. Same would be for Taylor Klein. Try and get out of this with limited damage, although that 3-run triple is one that will hurt, so it looks like it will hurt. The 2 is upstairs, is now 3-2, because the Govs, with just 3 hits so far in this ball game, got 6 outs to work with to try and, right now, at least score 5 runs in that 6th and 7th inning. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Here's a chopper, third base side, fielded by Gordon. It's a fair ball. Long throw to first, and not picked up by Dean as it was low. And, boy, that was really close to being on that line, maybe being foul, but it's a ball that nearly you could maybe rule into an infield single. It's a tough play to make all the way around.
Yeah, we'll see how the ruling goes. It was a ball that was kind of weakly hit. Gordon had to come in and go to his right as it was hit right down the line, and then had to make a long throw across the diamond. Actually, short hop Dean as it got to him, and even if Dean comes up with that ball cleanly, I don't know if the base runner is going to be safe, even if he would have fielded that ball cleanly.
So we'll give Simmons a base hits on it. Now 1st and 3rd here with 1 down. A still 5-0 game. A ground ball could get you out of this inning. Corners are in. Runners off for second. The throw to second. It goes all the way through, and it takes a high hop. Mayer will field. He cannot throw it home, and it's now 6-0. Wiebe let it go all the way through because he was going to cut it off if the runner broke for home, but because he did not, then it took a hop and ate up Jake Mayer, popped high in the air, and the run comes in to score, and it's now a 6-0 lead for the Harrisburg Tigers.
Yeah, and it's a good decoy play for Wiebe. Is like I said, he let the throw go all the way through. But the problem is that Wiebe actually kind of screened Jake Mayer, and like you said, the ball just ended up kind of short hopping him, and he didn't get a good read on it, and just like you said, ate him up, and with that, the base runner is able to score from third base, and now the Tigers lead this game 6-0.
Count is 2-1 here to Taylor Klein, the number 9 hitter. Lincoln Carlson is on deck, and that one was offline enough, and the wind kind of took it a little bit too. It sailed a little bit where Wiebe probably could have just made the catch because there was no play over at second base as that one dropped low, but it will be now 3-1 here to Klein.
One thing I've noticed about the Tiger base runners is they get very aggressive secondary leads, and so if there's any kind of a ball that gets past the catcher or any kind of a bobble, either behind the plate or somewhere in the field, I mean, they've got that extra step or two where they're able to possibly take that base and take advantage of a miscue that the defense will hand them.
So now here is Lincoln Carlson off the 1-out walk as Christian Busch had started from the windup, but he was able to step off. I think maybe Bennett Dean was the one to call time and have Christian Busch step off to go from the stretch. Here's the first pitch that's popped up on the left side, going into shallow left field. Mayer the long run. He's not going to get there. It lands foul. And it's a long strike. And it's 0-1 here to the number 1 hitter, leadoff man in the order, Lincoln Carlson, who is 0 for 1 so far.
And the wind's kind of picked back up again out of the northwest, and So we'll see again if the conditions change at all. The sun sort of acts like it's trying to peek out here a little bit. It's mostly overcast though, and again, just kind of a raw mid-April day here in Harrisburg.
0-1 pitch. That one's chopped at the plate. Gordon will feel it. Did not feel it cleanly, but it was foul. It took one more hop that went foul. Otherwise, the bases were going to be loaded because it skipped off the glove of Gordon. So it's now just 0-2 instead of the bases being loaded. So that's the one time where you kind of get the Governor's got a bit of a break there instead of the fielder getting or the hitter getting that break.
Yeah, and Gordon was trying to time that ground ball so that he could just field it on the bag. I mean, it was that close to third base, and he was trying to field it on the bag and try to convert the double play, but it took that one last hop and kind of ate him up a little bit. And luckily for the Governors, it just went foul right before it took that last bounce, and so because of that, the Tiger runners and the batter had to go back.
And the 0-2 was taken for strike 3 on Lincoln Carlson. So now they'll bring up Tyson Kogel with 2 down and runners at first and second. First pitch is on the outside edge, taken for strike 1. And again, Greg, you mentioned it earlier that the umpire strike zone has been consistent on the outside edge. It's been more on the outside off the plate maybe a little bit than it has been on the inside edge. But, you know, as any player and coach will tell you, and even umpires will tell you, as long as you're consistent, you can have the strike zone that you have, and it's now 0-2. And that's something that this umpire has been very consistent, giving that outside corner.
Yeah, and again, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, if you're consistent, if your zone is consistent as an umpire, that's really all you can ask, both as a coach and as a player. And I know that Kogel has looked back a couple of times.
That one is skied out to right field. Kogel has reckon Krueger will watch it turn and go for a three-run home run. And Tyson Kogel has made it now a 9-0 lead. His second home run of the season for Tyson Kogel. His 22nd, 23rd, and 24th RBI, team leading RBIs on the season here for Kogel.
Yeah, just a ball that a pitch on the inside corner, and Kogel just, for the Tigers, even though he's not the biggest kid, really strong young man, and just was able to drop the bat head and deposit it just to the right of the scoreboard, probably about 325 feet away from home plate.
Here's now Timon Long. The first pitch from Bush is on the outside edge, taken for strike 1. So the bases are now empty off the 3-run homer from Tyson Kogel, and Timon Long comes to the plate. And for Timon Long, he's got the team high 3 home runs on the season. And all of a sudden, the Harrisburg Tigers are 1 run away from winning this without the Governors coming back to the plates here with a 9-run lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. Count is 1-1 here. And this bottom of the 5th started out with a 2-run lead for Harrisburg, just a 2-0 lead. And all of a sudden, it's swelled up to a 9-run lead. 1-1 pitch, Long. With that swing, he chopped it foul, but looked like he was trying to end this game here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Count is now 1-2.
And again, this is an inning that started out kind of inconspicuously for the Tigers. Long led off the inning with a strikeout. Jet Zabel was still on the mound at that time, and looked like he was really dealing and doing a nice job. And then the wheels have kind of fallen off since then for the Governors.
Bennett Dean racing, trying to get over to that first base side, could not make the catch. The wind creating havoc some more, but also being right next to the fence there as he's trying to find his way around the foul territory fence, and it will land foul. It's still 1-2 here to Timon Long. You're exactly right, though, Greg. This is the guy that led off the inning with a strikeout. They had the first out in the first batter. There's a ground ball to the right side, fielded by Weeby. The throw to first is in time, and that will retire things here in the bottom of the 5th. 10 guys come to the plate, 7-run score. And it is a 9-run lead here for the Harrisburg Tigers after 5 innings. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Pierre Pierce Sports Center is your local Ranger Boat and Mercury Outboard dealer. They're a must-see for your Ranger boat needs. See their selection of Mercury outboard motors for more power. Pierce Sports Center can help you with financing and other boating needs. Need service for your boat or trailer to keep you going? Pierce Sports Center is your one-stop shop. Pierce Sports Center, Ranger Boats, and Mercury Outboard. A combination that can't be beat. Pierce Sports Center, 1440 North Garfield Avenue in Pierre. Or give them a call, 224-5546.
When you want the best prices and best selection, go to Wegner Auto in Pierre. The certified sales staff at Wegner Auto will provide you service after the sale and how to get easy financing. Check out their website, WegnerAuto.com, or stop in. They have the best prices and won't be undersold. Wegner Auto has the region's largest selection with over 280 new and quality pre-owned vehicles. GM certified pre-owned vehicles give you peace of mind with their 12-month or 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty and 5-year or 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Log on to WegnerAuto.com or stop by Wegner Auto in Pierre, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer since 1907.
As we welcome you back here to Harrisburg, it is the top of the 6th inning, and the Governors find themselves down at 9-0 as Stuart Nickel will take over on the mound for the Harrisburg Tigers, trying to keep this a 9-run advantage. Jaden Wiebe, Aaron Booth, and Spencer Lettler will be the first 3 guys to lead things off for this Pierre Governor team as they trail by 9 runs, a 7-run, 4-hit inning for the Harrisburg Tigers in that bottom of the 5th. They did not have any guys. They did not leave anybody on base with the 3-run homer by Tyson Kogel. So this Governor team, they've got at this point, again, 9-0. It's not, they don't have a clock in baseball for a reason. There's still plenty of time to come back. You got 6 hours to work with, but you are running out of time. But you want to just find yourself on the scoreboard here. First pitch swinging by Wiebe. That's skied out to right field. The wind will take it a little bit farther back, but 1 pitch and 1 out as the right fielder Rayburn will make the catch. And the leadoff man is retired here in the top of the 6th inning.
Now batting.
The Govs were shut out back in Game 2 of the Mitchell doubleheader, and so they're closing in on 2 straight shutouts against them. And for an offense that started out on fire against Rapid City Stevenson Central, has gone ice cold here through 5 innings of the second straight game of potentially being shut out.
And Stuart Nickel for the Tigers, this is his 3rd appearance. He's pitched 3 innings so far this year. He's 1-0, allowed just 1 hit, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Has not allowed a run in those 3 innings, so he has a 0.0 ERA.
And 0-2 is the count here to Aaron Booth. He's 1 for 2 so far. He's singled back in the top of the 4th inning. There's a hard hit ball towards left field. That will get down in front of the left fielder, Teigen, for a base hit. And Booth is now 2 for 3 here in game number 1. And depending on if you throw Booth or not here in this second game, you got to think about every time he goes on the mound, you might as well just let him hit for himself. He's hit the ball really well to start this season out for this Pierre Governor team. Here's Spencer Lettler, who's 0 for 2 so far. First pitch to him will bounce in. He'll go all the way back towards the pitcher, and Booth will take second base on one that you don't really see too much, where it bounced off the catcher of Los and went back out towards the mound and was grabbed by Nickel.
Yeah, and a ball that came in short hop the catcher Los and probably bounced off his shin guard and popped back out into the field play.
The 1-0 is just a bit outside, and it's now 2-0.
Los, the catcher, really trying to frame that pitch. I mean, that ball probably a ball's width into the right-hand batter's box for the left-hand hitting Lettler, but Los gloved the ball and quickly brought that catcher's mitt back to where the outside of that strike zone has been with this home plate umpire.
Yeah, he knows where that strike zone ends, and he tried to get that the nice frame job there. The umpire wasn't buying it this time. 2-1 pitch to Lettler. That one will miss low, and it's now 3-1 here to the left fielder and Spencer Lettler. On deck is Jake Mayer. He'll be followed by the pitcher spot, which right now has Christian Bush in it. Looks like Jackson Edmond, though, has a helmet on, and we have action out in the left field bullpen. There's a ground ball to the right side, and we'll get the man over to third base. And so Spencer Lettler is retired on the 4-3 putout, but Booth is over to third base. And another guy on third base here for the Governors. And you're hoping now that you can get him in at some points here in this ball game, as Jake Mayer will come to the plate. He's not recorded an official at bat yet. He's walked both times he's come to the plate.
I think that's Colin Brueggemann. I don't see a number, but just as he has his hoodie on still in as he warms up out in the left field bullpen. But I think it is Colin Brueggemann that's potentially getting ready, possibly to come in and pitch the 6th inning for the Governors.
Nickel will work from the stretch. That one will miss outside. It is now 2-0 here to Jake Mayer. Mayer's another guy that could potentially start game 2. Elliott Life could start game 2. Bennett Dean. Everybody is available to throw in that second game that has not pitched yet here in game 1. The 2-0 pitch. That one will miss low and is now 3-0.
Yeah, I think Aaron Booth is in line to start game 2. That is... It would be your likely starter, but we'll see how the decision comes as we get closer, as we get through the break before we start game 2. But I think he's the likely game 2 starter for the Governors here.
So the count is now 3-1 here to Jake Mayer. From the stretch, Nickel delivers a 3-1 pitch. Mayer swings and misses, and the count is now full. With 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning, Governors got a runner 90 feet away from trying to break their scoreless streak of now would be 13 innings if they don't score here. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Ground ball right side. Be fielded by the second baseman on a high hop. The throw to first is in time, and that will retire the side here in the top of the 6th inning.
Remains Pierre 0.
No runs on 1
9.
hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We have played 5.5, and the Governors are still trailing, now down 9-0. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Bank West Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent with Bank West Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
As we are back here in the bottom of the 6th inning, the Governors down 9-0. Joe Wickler alongside Greg Dean as Colin Brueggemann's got one job, and that is to not allow anybody to score. Because if a run does score here in the bottom of the 6th inning, that will end the game 1, and the Govs will then have to try and get to work in game 2. But he has got to get a 0 in this bottom of the 6th inning and let the Govs have at least a chance at the top of the 7th to try and score 9 runs in that, at least 9 runs in that 7th inning. It will be 4, 5, and 6 with Ben Lose, Jack Tigan, and Sam Rayburn to lead things off.
For Colin Brueggemann, this is his 3rd appearance on the year. He has 2 innings of work in his first 2 appearances, has not allowed a run, a run or an earned run so far this year. 1 hit, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts on the year for Brueggemann, so a 0.0 ERA and a whip of 1.0. For the 2 previous Governor pitchers, we'll close the book on them. Jet Zabel, 1 1/3 innings pitched. He allowed only 1 hit, but 3 runs, all 3 of them earned, thanks to the 2 walks and 2 hit batters that Zabel allowed to go along with 2 strikeouts for Christian Busch. 2/3 of an innings pitched, 2 hits, 4 runs, none of them earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout.
As the first pitch is taken for ball 1 to Ben Lose, the 1-0 pitch is upstairs. Now 2-0 here to the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the 6th, number 4, 5, and 6 hitters for Harrisburg. Lose, Tigan, and Rayburn. The 2-0 pitch, 2 lows. That one will be a curveball that goes into the turf and is now 3-0. Here, 2 lows. Again, Tigan and then Rayburn. Kogel would be the next hitter. As the 3-0 pitch coming here from Colin Bergman. Misses upstairs in a 4-pitch walk to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning.
Low springs up left fielder.
So then Jack Tigan will come to the plate. Carlson, Kogel, and Long cannot come to the plate here in this bottom of the 6th inning. One way or the other, they will not be able to come to the plate. Otherwise, the game's over, or then the bottom of the 6th inning. So it's now Jack Tigan that will step to the plate. So Bergman will have to work from the stretch after a 4-pitch walk. First pitch misses outside, and 5 straight here from Bergman to open up the bottom of the 6th inning. Again, game 2 will take place potentially, anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes after game 1 will end. If you're watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports, we will end the broadcast, end the video, as it's now 2-0, for game number 1, and then rejoin or get a new video going for game 2 after we, right before we get started with that second game. And of course, we'll stay on the air on today's KCCR. 2-0 pitches upstairs, now 3-0. We'll have news director Zach Nelson with some weekend news for you as well in our mid-game break, or I guess our game break, I should say. Here's the 3-0 pitch from Bergman. That one's upstairs, and it's 8 straights from Bergman to open up this bottom of the 6th inning.
Right fielder,
and that'll bring up Sam Rayburn with the winning run now in scoring position here for Harrisburg.
And if the Rayburn name is familiar or sounds familiar, Sam Rayburn has cousins that have come through the Governor athletic system, both cousin Nick Rayburn and cousin Zach Rayburn, notable performers over the last several years for the Governors, and so Sam a cousin, Nick and Zach's dad Scott is a twin brother to Sam's dad Steve. So, just in case you wanted to know.
See, well, if you're keeping score at home.
The
1-0 pitch is fouled away, and it's now 1-1. Yeah, but it would be nice to have this Rayburn play for the Pierre Governors.
It'd be a nice addition. Good addition into the lineup, into the outfield, into the middle of the batting order for the Govs.
1-1 is fouled away, and it's now 1-2. And that's of course, that happens in every sport, everywhere you go. But it's when you see some of the really good athletes that are around the Pierre area that maybe move or have family in the Pierre area, that you just kind of wish they would have stuck around or would have moved into the Pierre area to be around other family, to be a part of the Pierre Governor programs. But of course, that happens everywhere, and we just like to talk a little bit about of how good they could be with the Pierre Governors. Here's a 2-2 pitch from Bergman to Sam Rayburn. That one will bounce in, and it's now 3-2. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Rayburn boys grew up down in Presho, and were notable, had a lot of notable athletic accomplishments down for the Lyman Raiders in their day.
As the Rayburn will draw a walk, and that will bring up Tate Kogel. And now Colin Bergman has to retire the next batters to get out of this inning. One way or the other, he's got to retire Kogel and try and find a way to get out. The infield's drawn in all the way around. First pitch is missed inside for ball 1. The winning run is on at third base here with a 9-run advantage in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yeah, everything comes home right now. Any fly ball to the outfield, any ground ball to the infield has got to come home.
1-0 pitch from the windup will miss low and is now 2-0. So Bergman just not able to find it here to the first 3 hitters, and now is down 2-0. The guy he cannot lose, otherwise the Govs will fall for the second time here this year. 2-0 pitch. That one will bounce in. It will skip behind Huska, but the runner does not advance, or does not try and score, and the count is now 3-0. and a smart play there from the runner at third base in the courtesy runner for Los. Because, again, now it's a 3-0 count, but if you get thrown out, then all of a sudden you give Pierre an out that they didn't have, and also able to walk this next hitter. 3-0 pitch is upstairs. It's a 4-pitch walk, and that will end the ball game with another run scoring, and it's a 10-0 win for the Harrisburg
brings in 10
Tigers.
runs for the Tigers. That in games 1.
So a 10-run rule for the Harrisburg Tigers, and they will take this first game. A 10-0 win for Harrisburg. We'll step aside for 2 minutes, come back to wrap up game number 1. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
HOMECARE Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. HOMECARE Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about HOMECARE Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. HOMECARE Services, 224-2273.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Krueger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Krueger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
As we welcome you back here to Harrisburg, a 10-0 win for the Harrisburg Tigers over the Pierre Governors in Game 1, as it was a 10-run rule in favor of the Harrisburg Tigers through that bottom of the 6th inning. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean. And Greg, not the best first game for the Pierre Governors. They finished with, again, just 4 hits in this game. They left 6 guys on base, but the biggest thing is the walks, and on the pitching side, the walks and the hit batters in that first game, and on the hitting side is unable to take advantage of the walks that Harrisburg gave them.
Yeah, 10 walks out of the Governor pitchers today in game number 1, and that's probably the biggest difference, along with 3 hit batters. So 13 free passes for Harrisburg today. That's awful tough to overcome by any team, even if you're hitting the ball well. And right now the Governors are just really struggling offensively, which is unfortunate. As you said, John, 2 consecutive shutouts now that the Governors have had handed to them, and so. Baseball's a game of momentum, and at some point you are going to see this team get back on track offensively. It's just right now they're in a little bit of a rut. Aaron Booth leading the way offensively for the Govs today with a pair of hits, but unfortunately they suffer their second defeat of the day, or second defeat of the year, and fall to 5-2 on the year.
But a doubleheader. And the score resets to 0-0, and you can find a way to get a win here and come away with a split of the Harrisburg Tigers and hand them their first loss. that's a big win. At the point of coming in, and of course you want to get a doubleheader sweep. Everybody wants to come in and sweep somebody, but a split would be huge for the Pierre Governors, and they've got to get the heads back up. They don't want to hang their heads at all because they've got another game to play, and if they can get this win, they still come away 1-1 no matter how bad the first game was or wasn't. You can come away with a good second game and come away with a win. You've done what you probably wanted to do overall, is come away with a split here against this Harrisburg Tiger team, and the second game becomes very important for Pierre.
Yeah, and ideally, like you said, a sweep would have been ideal, but to come out of here with at least one win really kind of positions the Governors well. They came into this game sitting 6th in the PowerPoint standings. If they can come out of here with a split, they should kind of hang in that probably 4, 5, 6 range, depending upon what everybody else does throughout the state leading into this weekend.
Again, a 10-0 win for the Harrisburg Tigers here in game number 1. They 10 runs on 8 hits, no errors, and 5 men left on base. For the Govs, they had no runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 6 men left on base. But as Greg alluded to, those 13 free passes in game 1 for the Governors kind of doomed them, especially in that 7-run 5th inning that the Tigers were able to open up the door and slam it shut on the Pierre Governors in the bottom of the 6th inning, winning 10-0. So we have finished Game 1. Game 2 is on the way here in just a little bit. We're rolling up to the top of the hour. You listen to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station, as the time of the first game was about an hour and 55 minutes. So we are getting set here for the second game shortly. And right now we will step aside for 3 minutes, come back, and we'll have News Director Zach Nelson. He'll have the weekend news coming up here in 3 minutes. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball.